Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Coogan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
you get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.
Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by the last Jack Massey. Georgie, my friend, it's good to see you. How are we?
I'm all good, mate, all good. Bit tired, obviously, after having little Bonnie 2 weeks ago, arrived 2 weeks ago, so... But yeah, it's good to get here and she can meet Kevin and Joe, the trader and manager, meet the team. So all good, mate, all good.
Yeah, congratulations from everyone at IFL. Is there any similarities between being a boxer and being a father?
Do you know what? I think being a father is a lot tougher, to be honest.
You reckon? Yeah.
Yeah, I like my sleep, mate. I like my sleep. Yeah, I was buzzing last week. I got about 4 hours and I thought, why am I so happy for getting 4 hours straight? I'm not happy if I get 8 hours straight.
You just put me off kids for life. Yeah, here in Manchester, a big fight week. Before we talk about yourself, just got to talk about the fight at the top of the bill. Savannah Marshall going straight out or straight from an undisputed fight into another undisputed fight against another brash, mouthy American. Just shows what kind of legacy Savannah's after leaving, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah, she's jumping straight in there. Fair play to her, and you know it's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great fight. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to make the fight on the night, but it's you know there's some great fights on the card, and I'm looking forward to watching it at home on the telly.
It's going to be a good show on Saturday night. I think we spoke to you pretty much basically just after the Joseph Parker fight. But how have you kind of been since then? What's it been, 4 or 5 months? Obviously, the result would have set in. You would have had things to think about, maybe some regrets, maybe some not. How's your kind of head been, I guess, the last few months?
Yeah, it's been absolutely fine. You know, obviously I've been, obviously the birth's been the baby's been the main thing. That's been on my mind after it. But you know, we're looking to obviously drop back down to cruiserweight. We was never going to stay at heavyweight. A lot of people, you know, sort of asking me questions about being at heavyweight and this and that, but it was never our intentions to stay at heavyweight. We're dropping back down to cruiserweight. We'll look to probably get a run out September time. We'll talk to the team, and then we'll look for a major title December time, back end of the year, if not next year. Definitely got our eyes set on Billam-Smith. So if we can't get that, we'll try and get another major title. But Billam-Smith is the one we're looking for, 100%.
Yeah, just one more thing on the Parker fight. Do you just kind of look at that now as an opportunity that could not really have been turned down? On a pay-per-view show, against a fighter like Joseph Parker, ex-heavyweight world champion, opportunity you couldn't turn down at the time?
Never turn that down, mate. Absolutely. You know, even if it wasn't at my weight and I had to jump up to heavyweight, it's a massive opportunity, massive name, former world champion, and you know, top 10 heavyweight. And you know, I've always been a big fan of him myself as well, watching him fight, and you know, I could never turn that down.
So back to cruiserweight it is. Would you make a Chris Billam-Smith and Lawrence Okoli?
Do you know what it was?
The guy you expected to start off with, what you thought beforehand, did that kind of attribute to what happened in the ring?
Yeah, it was a funny one. I kind of didn't expect it. I was sort of on the fence a little bit. I was thinking, you know, as Billam-Smith sort of worked Okoli out, you know, over doing rounds of sparring over the years, training together, and but then I thought, you know, Okoli's great at what he does, and he's just going to make it very awkward and horrible for Billam-Smith. But I don't think Okoli didn't look like himself in there on the night. He looked, yeah, he didn't look like himself. I don't know what's going on. He's not really looked himself in the past couple of fights. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but yeah, it was a good result for Billam-Smith, and it'd be a great fight for me. It's got the makings of a great fight. It's, you know, styles make fights, and I think mine and Billam-Smith's styles will make a great fight.
He's the man who holds the cards, and after selling out the arena and then selling out the stadium, it would have to be an away day right down south.
Absolutely, mate. I'll go down there 100%. It's yeah, it looks like a good venue down there, and it looks like a good crowd, and I'd 100% do that.
If it isn't to be Billam-Smith before the end of the year, I know obviously domestic world title fights just kind of have that different feel to a world title fight, but if you can't target Chris Billam-Smith, are you going to kind of be looking at the international champions and just seeing where you can go?
Yeah, definitely. You know, you've got the likes of Opetaia as well. That's out there, and you know, the other guys. But we'll see what's there. See if Billam-Smith will take it, and But we'll get a fight in September, and we'll go from there, really.
Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Coogan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher, and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
You get up, you dress up, and you fucking shut up.